So the goal for today is a pretty simple one, okay? Right here, off camera, is a pile of stuff. It's not really organized, it's just kind of piled there, so thank goodness you can't see it. But in this pile is everything that I use when I'm visiting the theme parks or just traveling in general that I think you might want to know about. Stuff that is incredibly helpful to me, stuff that makes my life easier and might make your life easier as well. And we're gonna go over all of it together because I know some of you out there are like me and you're looking for a solution, but you don't know what that solution is. Maybe there's some of them in this pile. Before we jump in though, the tiniest of notes, all right? So everything that we talk about today is gonna be linked in the description box down below. I want you to be able to find these things if it's something that you're looking for, okay? It's as simple as that. But also, I'm not being paid to talk about any of this. This isn't sponsored, gifted, any of that stuff that sometimes happens on social media. These are things that I've all purchased with my own money, with the exception of one thing that I was given as a gift by my mom. So I'll let you know what that is when the time comes, but just know that like I'm not trying to sell any of this stuff. I'm just telling you about it because I legitimately use it constantly and I like it. Also, I'm never trying to sell you anything. I know for some of you that probably goes without saying, but it seems like something that I should say more often based on the impression that some people get. Anyway, let's jump right in. First up on the list, a water bottle. Any water bottle will do, okay? But personally, I think that one of the more high-end water bottles, more specifically a high-end insulated water bottle, is gonna be the way to go. Now we have Yeti. We've got a lot of Yeti products. We think that they are great. They are durable, they're fantastic when it comes to keeping drinks cold, but recently we also purchased a few Hydro Flask bottles as well. They just came in sizes that Yeti bottles do not, and we were looking for something a little bit more specific. At the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. They both perform really well. I'm sure you could say the same thing for Stanley or Brewmate or any other like more high-end insulated bottle. I know they're more expensive, and that can be difficult to swallow for some families. If you can get your hands on any insulated water bottle, you'll be in good shape. We recommend these because they just perform a lot better than those other options. And we do have and use some other options regularly too. I have a little bluey water bottle that I think is by Zach. It works fine, it does well. It doesn't hold on to ice as long as one of the Yeti or Hydro Flask bottles does though. It's also not as durable, which, I mean, they've been mistreated. There's really no other way to say it, and they do have some dents and dings, but they hold up. So I'm very confident in Yeti. I haven't had my Hydro Flasks as long, so I can't quite speak to that yet, but in terms of keeping ice cold, they perform just as well as this. And I'd imagine that if and when I drop it from a height, it'll probably work just as well or be as durable as this too. Next up, for the coffee drinkers, the person who's going to get that plastic cup with your caffeinated deliciousness inside, drink sleeves, aka koozies. Now look, I like to keep things light. I don't want to carry anything that I don't want to have to carry, but if I know I'm grabbing a coffee, I bring one of these things with me. There are a few different options out there. I got this one from Gideon's, so there's that, but I also got these well before I got the one from Gideon's. Comes in multiple sizes for all of your different coffee needs. They have different styles as well. I found that these keep your drinks cooler a little bit longer. You know, we're not working miracles here, but it at least keeps your hand dry. You know, if you have that drink sweating everywhere, it can be hard to manage, hard to hold on to. Having one of these is great. And yeah, they're great for the summertime. They're also great for the wintertime too, if your hands are sensitive to holding that hot coffee and the little sleeve that they give you isn't going to cut it. Maybe consider grabbing a pack of these. Another must-have for me when I travel is power. This is going to go without saying for some people, but for other people it's not going to be as much of a necessity. But if you need power, maybe you're going to be spending a lot of time at the theme parks, using your phone quite a bit to navigate all of that, or if you have a kid who uses an iPad or other mobile device and you don't want to be stuck trying to find an outlet and then stuck at that outlet for copious amounts of time, having some sort of power that you can bring with you, keep you mobile, is a must. I have always used Anker. I purchased my first Anker power bank probably over a decade ago, and it's worked just amazingly well, so I've stuck with Anker. I feel like it's a really great product and they have a lot of great options available. My go-to is a power bank that looks a little bit something like this, but if this seems too big for you, or if this is way overdoing it for your power consumption needs, you know, your charging needs when you're out and about, they have a lot of other options available. And I do have a lot of those options available in my home. Love every one of them. But of course there are other options available. I have one of them right here. This is a fuel rod. You've probably heard a little bit about fuel rods in the past. They're what some people call lipstick chargers because they're so small. This is not going to perform in the same way as this is going to. It just doesn't have the same amount of power. But the thing about fuel rods that is special is that you can exchange these. You can swap them out for charged fuel rods when you're out and about. Now there are fuel rod swap stations all over the place. Swapping at these swap stations is not free. But in some places, more specifically at Walt Disney World, you can swap for free. So I really think that this is the best option for those who are going to be at a place like Walt Disney World and don't want to carry something bigger. You know, you want to keep things light. Fuel rods might be the way to go for you. Again, this is only going to get you so far, but it's that ability to swap it out that is so appealing to so many people, myself included. While we're still on the topic of electronic devices, I want to talk to you a little bit about this thing. This is my favorite thing that I'm going to tell you about today. It takes the cake over everything else. This is called a love handle. It's basically a phone grip. It 3Ms to the back of your phone, or in my case, to the back of your phone case. And it's actually pretty functional. So we have this strap here. Mine is silicone, but I think you can also get an elastic one if you want. It is removable, so you can swap it out for different designs, or if your strap just is looking a little gross like mine is, it's a little bit discolored, the design has kind of chipped away, or if it breaks, you know, you can always swap that out as well. I love how easy it makes holding your phone. It also can accommodate different like hand sizes. It's not like a pop socket or something similar where you have to hold your phone in a very specific way, and that can be a little bit not great on your hand if it doesn't work for you. But it's not just a phone grip. So if we pop this out, it actually is a phone stand as well, which is fantastic for FaceTime calls or if you want to watch videos or whatever. But it's also magnetic. So there are magnets right here, and we can use that to stick the phone to whatever magnetic surface that we have available to us. That's great for taking selfies or videos, but it's also nice because if you have your phone, you want to set it down somewhere like I do all the time. I set it on my Jeep. It just stays there. So you can kind of like dig through your bag looking for your keys, but not worry about your phone falling to the ground and cracking into a million pieces. I really love this. I think it's fantastic. There are a lot of other accessories available with the Love Handle. I think this one is the Love Handle Pro. They have some other options, but the one with the magnets is just fantastic. Highly recommend it. It really changed everything. Also, I really like that it's so slim. It's very, very, very slim. So highly recommend. Another purchase I absolutely love, I've used this multiple times over the years, is a poncho. Now, I'm not talking about those dollar store ponchos that you can use and toss. Let me be real with you for a second. They don't work. I know. It's like the perfect affordable hack as opposed to spending $12 on a Disney or Universal poncho. Quite frankly, I think that those are much better than those dollar store ponchos. I see the people struggling. You don't want to struggle like them. So if you don't want to spend that $12 every time you head out on vacation, but you also don't want to struggle with what is effectively a glorified garbage bag with a hood, buy yourself a poncho. That's not only going to probably be more effective than either of those options, definitely cuter than either of those options, but will last you year after year and will be easier to store and manage than either of those options will be. I also prefer this to an umbrella. I take umbrellas to the parks all the time because when I'm carrying you around, I want to try and keep you as dry as I can. But when it comes to keeping me dry, this is really the best way to go. Now, you remember how earlier I said that there was one item on our list today that I didn't purchase? It was given to me as a gift. This is that item. So I got this in my Easter basket. My mom gave this to me. And when I first got it, I was like, oh, interesting. That seems like a good idea, but I wonder how well it'll function. And I'm telling you, having used this as often as I have recently, I can't not tell you about this because I think this is going to be so helpful to so many of you. So this is a little pouch. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's like the perfect size. And I know you won't necessarily be able to see it all that well, but inside here, it's an ice pack. And what you do with this thing is you take it, you toss it in the freezer, and then it effectively becomes a cooler, ice included. Like I said, it's not too big, not too small. It has a zipper on top, and I really love that it has this clip, so you can clip it to the outside of your bag if you don't have a huge bag or you don't want to take up the space inside your bag. This is great. There's really no way around it. For me, I use this to hold snacks, or if I'm packing my lunch when I go to the parks, I pop it in here. Way too convenient. If it's a really hot day, I might put a cooling towel in here and it keeps it ice cold so I can cool off even faster. But you know what I thought of the second that I got this is those of you who you're traveling with medication. I know there are some of you who travel with medication that needs to stay cold or needs to stay cool. I think that this would be a really great option for you. Now, off the top of my head, I don't know how much this costs. Like I said, it was a gift. It was in the Easter basket. But I will say, again, links in the description box down below if you want to check this out. I do think that this is worth it. This has been incredibly useful to me, so it might be useful to some of you as well. Now this one, you guys have probably seen me wear multiple times. It's by UniQlo. It is kind of hard to see, but this is a long sleeve like jacket. It's very lightweight. As you can see, you can kind of see me right through it, but it is UV protection. So wearing this, even though it is long sleeve, it does have a hood, actually keeps you really cool. You might be surprised. Another thing I love about this is that it is packable. So it's got its own little pouch, but I don't have it with me right now. It packs up nice and small. You can shove it in your bag. You can hang it on the outside of your bag. It's a great garment to have with you. Also, UniQlo has some really great options when it comes to breathable, UV protected clothing, you know, clothing that'll keep you cool and keep you protected from the sun. I have a ton of UniQlo clothes. They're all great quality, durable. Also, I love that they're basics, so they can mix and match and go with everything. Highly recommend checking UniQlo out. They've got a website. You can shop there. I'll have that linked in the description, but you can also shop at UniQlo in Disney Springs as well, if you happen to be at or near the Walt Disney World Resort. Keeping to the theme of sun, one of these bad boys. Now, I've seen people talk about these, and I have to be honest with you, I was very skeptical. This is a little sunscreen stick, okay? I was like, there's no way. This is gonna be one of those things that like all the girlies have, but isn't actually that great. No, I actually really love this. It's small, it's compact, I can put it in my bag, it doesn't take up too much space. This isn't cheap, but I love the way that it smells, I love the way that it goes on and feels when it's on, and for me, that means I'm more likely to wear it. So find something that works best for you, both for your budget, but also that you enjoy wearing, because if you don't enjoy wearing it, then you're not gonna put it on, and what use is sunscreen if you're not wearing it, you know? And last but not least, okay, now this is for those of you who want to travel light, especially for those of you who don't want to check a bag. These are two products, well actually they're technically three, because we've got shampoo and conditioner over here and face wash over here. These are water activated products. So they're not liquids, but they take the place of the liquids that you can't bring through TSA, at least not in the quantities that you might want, and are heavier than these will be. So let me give you a closer look at this. So this is the Olay cleansing melts. This is the vitamin C option. They have other options available as well, but they're these little like pads, it looks like. What you do is you take these, you put them in your hand with a little bit of water, and that activates it. You do this kind of thing, and then it lathers up like regular face wash, and you do your thing. This is 32 face washes. 32 of them in this, well, I mean, this box is bigger than the actual pack. Let me show you. Right here, 32. And they weigh nothing. But as exciting as that is, the thing that I really found incredibly useful was this. It's very similar. I have tested these out and I do like them. We have, here's one helping of conditioner right here. And here is some shampoo right here. Look how small this is. And I know what you're thinking, because I got a lot of hair. This isn't gonna be enough. Yeah, it is, actually. One shampoo does the job, one conditioner actually did the job too. Works in the same way as those Olay face melts. And even these have this little hook, so you can hook them in the shower. I got myself a variety pack so I could test the different kinds available. They do have a number of different shampoo and conditioner options. This is a game changer for me. It really is. Now, it's not the most affordable shampoo and conditioner option out there, but I don't mind paying a little bit extra if it means that I don't have to check a bag. I mean, think of the savings there. So this is something to be aware of. Is it going to work for everybody? No, probably not, but it might be what you're looking for, and it might solve the problem of wanting to bring more like hair care products with you, but not being able to. I will also say that these perform a lot better than any of the like in-hotel pumps or options that I've had access to in the past. So I don't know, be aware of it. They're called Gemz with a Z. But all right, I think that about does it for all of the stuff I've purchased over the years that really stands out to me. You know, the things that have solved problems that maybe you're looking to solve and you might want to know about. Again, like I said, all of the links to all of these things will be in the description box down below. But here's the thing, I want to hear from you guys. Do any of these things stand out to you? You know, are any of these products going to solve a problem that you've been trying to solve and just coming up short? Also, I want to hear about anything that you've purchased that you think other people want to know about. You know, what's that one thing, that one purchase that you've made that's changed everything for you? Tell us about it in a comment down below. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say and going through all of your recommendations. But until then, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.